This is the Morning Swim Show for Thursday, April 15th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Finis Monitor today, we'll talk to Mike Gobrecht. He's the head swim coach at West Shore Y, right outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and he was named the head coach of this summer's Open Water World Championship team for the U.S. And Mike joins us right now in the Finis Monitor from vacation in Key West. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. About 90 degrees and all sun down here.
Hey, sounds like a pretty good deal. Especially after a cold winter in Pennsylvania.
That's very true, and a cold winter we had up there.
All right, so you grabbed some headlines when the world team was announced, and you're going to be the head coach for the open water. Give us an idea of your open water credentials and how you got that slot.
Well, over the last couple of years, I've had some success with open water swimmers such as, Joe Kinderwater, who's a student athlete at the University of North Carolina. Leah Gingrich, who's a student athlete at University of Texas, although she's kind of hung up her open water swimming for a while and just stuck with pool swimming. But it's something I enjoy. People always ask me what kind of open water goes on in Pennsylvania. And, we do a lot of pool swimming, but we participate in a lot of open water events. I was up in Roberval last summer with the Grand Prix team that went up there, and we had a great time and we did real well. So I enjoy coaching the athletes at the open water level, and I got to credit my good friend Sid Cassidy for kind of getting me involved in this type of thing.
When you take your team to open water events, because there's hundreds and thousands of club coaches around the country who might be interested in doing the same thing. Do you take just the distance swimmers, or do you take sprinters too?
It's really anybody that's interested in doing it, because open water swimming it's more, you have to be tactical with it, and you have to have a plan for how you want to race. So sure, I've seen sprinters do it. I remember at the Junior Pan Packs a couple years ago, that we had all the kids do the open water swim, and we had guys that were doing the 50 free the whole way up to guys that were doing the mile that were participating in the race and actually found it quite fun. So you have to be tactical with it, and you can't just go out there and think of it as a pool swimming event. And it also, you kind of get beat around a little bit as well. So it's definitely a contact sport.
Now, you coach a YMCA club team. How did you get the idea to say, all right, I'm going to take my kids, we're going to travel, outside of the area, we're going to do an event we normally don't do? What's the benefit for your team?
We like to think we're a little bit different than everybody else. We've had some success with some 800-meter freestylers and some milers, and as well as IMers and the short distance stuff. We really don't have sprinters. We have distance swimmers and we have short distance swimmers. So it was something that we just wanted to do that was a little bit different than everybody else. And with open water swimming, or marathon swimming as it's known around the world, becoming more prevalent, there's more opportunity to do this. And I encourage coaches, YMCA coaches or any coaches, get your kids involved in open water swimming, because it's something that they can do all their life. It's a little bit different than pool swimming. You get to travel a little bit more. And that's really one of the reasons why we did it, was, we wanted to be different. Now, we're not out there doing a lot of open water swimming because, in Pennsylvania, especially over the winter, it gets cold. So we do a lot of pool swimming, and then when we have the opportunity to do open water swimming, we take advantage of it. This summer we have the World Championship Trials in Long Beach. We're going to take about 5 athletes out there. I know 2 of which have never done open water swimming before. This will be their first time. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of teaching as well.
Were you an open water swimmer yourself?
No, believe it or not, I was a sprinter.
You've got a sprinter. Well, okay, we'll come back to that later. All right, as you now sit as the national team coach for the open water, at least for this summer, give me the prospects of the U.S. team versus the rest of the world.
It has gotten a lot better. We have really stepped it up in comparison to the rest of the world. I think if you saw last summer, both Fran on the men's side, Fran Crippen and Andrew Gemmel, And I know those two men are really looking forward to going back to Roberval again this summer. And again, open water swimming, or marathon swimming as it's known around the world, it's more about participating in more races. And I know this year, Coach Schubert, our national team head coach and general manager, has made some money available for those athletes to go to various Grand Prix meets around the world to get that open water experience. And I know a lot of those athletes are doing that as well. You also have Chloe Sutton, who's doing well in the pool swimming also. So, there's a great example of an athlete that is doing well in the pool, but also she's pretty darn tough in open water competition as well.
So in your opinion, for the U.S. to be consistently as good as some of the other countries in open water swimming, we just got to give more resources to the athletes to get out there to more meets to get more experience?
Exactly. That's number one. Number two is getting down into the junior level with our national youth team and getting those athletes more experience with open water swimming. Getting out to the grassroots level in the different LSCs around the country, offering open water experiences for those athletes. Well, it could be 2,000 meter swim or something, just something small, but give those athletes the experience of open water swimming. And I think more and more of them will enjoy it once they start it. There's a misperception that, open water swimming is only for the ultra marathon type. But like I said, I've seen sprinters enjoy open water swimming.
And now we've seen sprinters enjoy coaching open water swimming. Mike, thank you very much for joining us on your vacation of all places. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Mike Gobrecht joining us from Key West, and that is it for the show today. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.